mama with the rising sun. Every little thing is gonna be alright now. It's a great day to be alive. Let's see what the benevolent algorithm has to share with us today.
As a result of the failing infrastructure's inability to provide people with what they need in order to survive. Food, water, shelter, security. It is presumed that this lack of resources...
I'm sick and tired of this fear-porn crap. Nothing bad is ever gonna happen to me. The world is just full of sunshine and rainbows. Next.
A mass evacuation this morning along Australia's southeastern coast, with bushfires looming and extreme danger ahead. A heat wave expected to push temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit by the weekend. Tourists, residents...
Oh, those poor kangaroos. Oh well, it's on the other side of the world, and I guess we could just genetically engineer some more of those anyways. Should be fine.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Ah, yeah. Probably just like SARS, it's gonna fizzle out any day now. And if worse comes to worse, I got some leftover gluten-free quinoa salad in the fridge to get me through.
Before the opening bell, but in the very first moments of trading here, you're seeing the stock market move well below that. Right now, it looks like the Dow is down by about 6.9%. This is some massive pressure. If you haven't looked at your 401k over the last couple of weeks, I wouldn't recommend doing it today because just over the last 2 weeks...
well, that's the problem of the 1% rich elitist fat cats anyways. Nothing me, the average consumer, really needs to worry about. As long as those unemployment rates remain low, things are going to be just groovy.
A few moments later.
Oh, well, who needs a job anyways?
Right now from Minneapolis, where a second night of protest over the death of George Floyd.
Horrified by the video of George Floyd, Ariana felt compelled to act.
Oh, isn't this a wonderful, peaceful demonstration? It reminds me of the good old days. It's great to see my brothers in arms fighting for a wonderful cause. I think I'm going to start a chant so I can get on the same wavelength as my brothers and sisters. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, nothing bad will come of that.
In California, take a look. Firefighters are battling hundreds of wildfires sparked by a historic lightning siege. 13,000 firefighters are on the front lines, but it isn't enough. More than 100,000 people have been forced to evacuate. At least 500 homes and structures have already been lost. A sheriff's helicopter...
people in California complaining about these wildfires. It's just a natural part of the cycle of life, man. You know, fill up the bathtub, get a fire extinguisher, and don't worry about it. Be fine.
Get ready for more of this. High winds and waves barreling for North America. The first major hurricane of the season did serious damage along the Atlantic coast earlier this month, but we are only now entering the peak hurricane season from mid-August through early October.
In my opinion, he probably shouldn't be living on any of the coasts anyways, so a big nothing burger. Next.
Some of the busiest U.S. ports have been choked up by record volumes of shipping containers, causing shipping delays, rising costs, and shortages. The Wall Street Journal reported Sunday that...
That serves them right. We're consuming too much anyways. As long as I can get my rolling papers and patchouli oil, the world's going to keep on spinning.
All of these things indicate that we are in shit hits the fan, that this is just slow motion SHTF.
Oh, this guy again? Canadian prepper? I remember this guy. Yeah, the world is ending. We all know. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing's ever going to happen. Listen, you non-mask compliant douchebag. Nothing bad is ever going to happen again. Man, that was a rough bout of COVID. My God. But at least now I'm triple jabbed and masked indoors so I don't reinfect myself. Thank God for that Dr. Fauci. I love that guy. All right, let's see what's on the news today.
On this Wednesday night, BC declares a state of emergency.
We had more rain in 2 days than we normally get in an entire November.
Water rushes underneath a now completely severed section of the Coquihalla Highway.
Look at this bridge.
I don't think it's going to cause any major logistics problems or anything like that. I'm sure the sun's going to come out and dry that stuff right up.
In a rally outside the White House, Donald Trump encouraged his loyal base to fight to overturn the result of this bitterly contested election.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Those Americans always fighting over trivial issues. Good thing I'm up here in Canada where the politicians are corruption-free and democracy is flourishing.
Days. So today is the peak of the heat for Metro Vancouver, Hannah, but this heat dome is in place across Western Canada. We are breaking all-time Canada temperature records. You mentioned 46.6 in Lytton. Just incredible.
Well, it sure is smoky in here and it's getting kind of hot. Apparently record temperatures or something, but Mother Nature, she knows what she's doing. She doesn't come with an instruction manual, folks. You just gotta trust in her.
More than 100 people, 120 people have died and hundreds more are still missing after the worst flooding in parts of Western Europe for several decades. In Germany...
Well, that's a real unprecedented event that no one ever expected to happen, but at least they got cheap natural gas from Russia to keep them warm.
We begin the day with the truckers who have brought Canada's capital to a standstill. The city of Ottawa is under a state of emergency after days of protests against COVID-19 vaccination mandates for truckers who cross the U.S.-Canadian border.
Oh, look at these yahoos making a big ruckus in our beautiful capital. It's nothing that a little government overreach in the Emergency Powers Act can't handle.
There is a very, very good chance that we are about one tiny little step away from full-blown SHTF. And it has less to do with the whole Omicron situation and more to do with the situation developing in the East. Because
not this guy again. Let me guess. The world's gonna end. It's gonna be World War III. Look, man, Putin just said he's not gonna invade. They're just doing military exercises with hundreds of thousands of troops on the border to the Ukraine. Stop scaring people.
It was unprovoked, but this is what Russian President Vladimir Putin unleashed on Ukraine as the sun came up this morning.
Oh, well, looks like he actually breached the border. But come on, I mean, what is he going to do next? Declare mass mobilization and threaten nuclear war? Come on.
Today marks day 20 of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial. Just a quick refresher for anyone who may not have been watching. Depp has sued his ex-wife for $50 million over a 2018 op-ed that she wrote in the Washington Post.
Now this is a real tragedy. This is something of critical importance that everybody should be fixated on 24/7. I really hope that Amber Heard wins and that Johnny Depp gets what he deserves. I know in my heart of hearts that Amber Heard, she's going to have justice, and that Johnny Depp, we're going to put his head on a stick.
This morning, people across the country struggling to keep up with rising costs. In California, gas prices hitting a record high for the second consecutive day.
It's been pretty brutal. Well, you know, the World Economic Forum has a plan for all this anyways. I actually think it's going to be good for the environment. I got my solar-powered e-bike, and less drivers on the road is probably a good thing for the economy.
A mega drought is choking the western and southwestern regions of the U.S. It's the worst drought in over 1,000 years in this country.
Ooh, record-breaking droughts around the entire planet on every single continent. Well, as far as I can see, there's still water coming out of my tap, so...
Inflation is taking a big bite out of Americans' everyday budgets and savings. The latest report out this morning is expected to show an 8.4% spike from a year ago. That would be the highest since December 1981.
Oh, well, the best hedge against inflation is just to not own anything and be happy, just like World Economic Forum says anyways.
It is fearfully plausible that America could go to war with China over Taiwan. That is according to a former Defense Department official.
Taiwan is now threatening to respond with military force if China's armed forces breach its territorial waters or airspace.
China invades Taiwan, so what? It's not like we need semiconductors and all the fancy chips for any of our electronics anyway. Oh, it's got a phone call coming in here. Hello, sir. We regret to inform you that the delivery of your electronic bicycle will be delayed due to chip shortages, and also that we can't get you solar panels because China is currently on lockdown. We're very sorry about this. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they'll find a workaround. Nothing's gonna happen.
Officials in Pakistan say flash floods across much of the country have killed over 1,000 people and displaced thousands more since mid-June.
Pakistan? I don't even know where the hell that is.
So, Canadian Prepper here. This is going to be one of the most substantial prediction videos that I have made in some time, and I'm running at like a 95% confidence level, which is to call for a general mobilization of the Russian military, the all-out declaration of war. And now,
Chicken Little strikes again. Listen, man, the war is over. Ukraine has won. We are victorious. Nothing is going to happen. Putin is running scared.
I deem it necessary to support the proposal of the Ministry of Defense and the General Command for partial mobilization in the Russian Federation, he said. That includes a call-up of reserve, then threatened to defend it with nuclear weapons. Putin already this morning threatening Russia would use all the means at its disposal, adding, this is not a blow.
Oh, the blowhard strikes again. Let me guess, you're going to use a nuclear weapon or something. This guy's always bluffing. He's all talk. Nothing bad is ever going to happen. Okay, so I guess you were right for once about the nuclear war thing. But you still got to work on your pronunciation. It's Fresnel lens, not Fresno. Get it right.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.